actions so far taken by Mr. President. It is only the president that has the capacity, tenacity and resilience to remove the evil fuel subsidy that has continued to hold this country hostage. Ordinarily, Mr. President should partake in the looting of the subsidy money, but he got the courage to remove it in the interest of the masses of Nigeria. So we are here to tell Nigerian people that Mr. President is on track, and we, the patriotic Nigerians, are supporting him and 100% behind him. At this juncture, I would like to call the convener of Stand Up for Nigeria to speak and state our position in front of the National Assembly, so the National Assembly will equally support Mr. President to succeed in the effort of making Nigeria a great nation. Thank you very much. Aluta continua. Victoria Azata. Amen. Please, thank you.
Of the greatest Nigerian youth.
Thank you very much. My name is Sunday Aka. I am the convener of Stand Up Nigeria. Today we are here to register our support to Mr. President and to also ask the National Assembly members to of great importance support Mr. President in all his policy to reposition Nigeria for better. You all recall that during the campaign period, Mr. President promised Nigeria that his agenda is to make Nigeria work again. And that is the reason why Mr. President, in the midst of all the evil people who have been benefiting from the evil Kankawan fuel subsidy, our president stood his ground gallantly without minding who is going to be hurt, but for the interest of the Nigerian people, remove the evil fuel subsidy. We are not unaware that since the removal of fuel subsidy, there are different feelings from different quarters as to say that it is wrong that Mr. President removed the fuel subsidy. But this is coming from people who believe that they will never, ever do anything meaningful but to loot from the Nigerian people. Today, we are here to say that it is important that Nigerians and those that have lost in the 2023 general election realize and understand that election is over. The economic sabotage that we have witnessed in our oil sector, which have brought a lot of doom to our economy, does not know APC, does not know PDP, does not know Labour Party. Today we are here to say that the election is over. Everybody must put their hands on deck to make sure that Mr. President succeed in delivering dividends of democracy to Nigeria. Today we are also aware that some people feel and believe that they should be benefiting from the government even without working. But Mr. President, I have said, I am not going to bring anybody on board that is not going to be useful to my agenda as a president in this country. And that is why we are here this morning to say to Mr. President that many are they that are with him than those that are against him. Nigerian youth are solidly behind him. We are here to say we are grateful to Mr. President for removing fuel subsidy. My speech, I will quickly deliver some part and then I will give you the copy. The announcement on the 29th May 2023 by Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that the subsidy on fuel has been removed has come with mixed feelings, with some having hailed it as the best thing to do at this time. Others has expressed reservation that it may cause further hardship on citizens. You will recall that Mr. President anchored a policy on the fact that there was no provision for fuel subsidy in the 2023 budget, hence cannot be sustained. Apart from that, the country was bleeding seriously through many leakage occasioned by corruption in high places and among many others. After observing the initial reaction to the measure and the panic buying of petroleum products occasioned by the socio-economic life of Nigerians, we wish to state that the president has done the right thing by removing the subsidy as the advantages of doing so outweigh the disadvantages. We have also observed that the long queues in filling station no longer exist. This is because marketers now bring in their fuel, there's enough product, and people are walking in majestically into the fuel station to buy their fuel. We are also aware that the Nigerian Customs Service have also reported that smuggling of petroleum product as it used to be before no longer exists, because Mr. President's policy has climbed down and cut off that evil outing. The theft and diversion of Nigerian natural resources has gone on for years due to precarious borders, and these have negatively affected the economy. What we now have is, as a result of fuel subsidy removal, is responsible consumption and the reduction of waste in our price, becoming more market reflective. We have seen how many of those black market filling stations that were benefiting and feeding on Nigerians collapsing overnight, courtesy of Mr. President's policy. And that is why today we are here to say thank you, Mr. President, for removing the fuel subsidy and for standing by the people of Nigeria. The removal has freed up funds for other public service, including healthcare infrastructural projects, by stopping corruption around what is known as the subsidy regime, which has made some individuals very, very rich and foolishly rich at the same time. Nigeria was losing an average of 400 billion monthly in fuel subsidy payment. The government recently announced that it has been able to save the amount since the stoppage of fuel subsidy regime a month ago, which means that in just 3 months, over a trillion naira would be saved, and this will enable the government use the money to build other infrastructure, build other sector, and build our education, health sector, and infrastructural development. Experts say that the removal of fuel subsidy is a welcome development and will also make the revamping of the domestic refinery very, very useful and very, very effective. That is why today we are here to say that it is important that all sectors, all government agencies, all party, all ethnic groups, all Nigerians, everybody across party line should join hands with Mr. President, and let's build this country together. We cannot fight this government because it is too early. I said it earlier. Let those that have lost the election realize the election period is over, and it is now time for Mr. President to bring dividends of democracy to Nigeria, and for Mr. President to bring all the promises that he has promised Nigerians. You can see that recently, courtesy of the fuel subsidy removal, Mr. President brought us some palliative, and just some days ago, to show to you that we have a president that listens to Nigerians. We have a president that listens to advice. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, also courtesy of advice and counsel from different quarters, he has also went back with his team to review this policy. This means that the president is aware that there are more that needs to be done and is ready to do it. And this is why we are calling all evildoers, all those that do not want Nigeria to grow, all those that want Nigeria to return back to the dark ages, to step aside and allow President Bola Ahmed Tinubu function for Nigeria and for Nigerians. Of the greatest Nigerian youth!